So good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, ma'am. Our topic is human trafficking. By the way, I am Georgia Villaforte.
I am Rosemary Tabamo.
So, um, human trafficking. So what is human trafficking? So what is human trafficking? It is a violation of human rights and public health crisis. United Nations, a crime based on exploitation. All trafficking victims share an essential experience, or what we call the loss of freedom. So, in other words, human trafficking is a group of crimes involving the exploitation of men, women, and children for financial gain, which is violation for fundamental human rights, has been recruited, enticed, harbored, transported, provided, obtained, advertised, maintained, patronized, also solicited to engage in a commercial sex act, is a victim of trafficking, regardless of whether or not force, fraud, or coercion is used. So, later on, Ms. Tabamo will explain what are those force, fraud, and coercion. So, myth versus reality. So, myth is human trafficking victims are will always come from situation of poverty or small rural villages. So, ang tinuod is victims can come from a range of income levels, and many may come from families with higher socioeconomic status. So, myth is means haka-haka. So, so, dili di buot pasabot nga, o pobre ka, o pobre lang ka, makakuan ka og kanang human trafficking. Naa po ay mga dato nga naka-experience og human trafficking, maskin pagdato ka or unsay imong mga level sa kinabuhi, basta as long as gina-abuse ka means you are a victim of human trafficking. So why and how does it exist? Victims are often trafficked by someone they know, such as friends, family members, or romantic partner. So human trafficking is a market-driven criminal industry that is based on the principles of supply and demand. So demand for cheap labor, services, and for commercial sex, vulnerable children and adults. So sama sa kung giingon ganiha is human trafficking will not base if you are children or adult, basta once na nag-aabuso ka or ginaabuso ka means you are a victim of human trafficking. So recruitment tactics used by traffickers, false promises of a good job, a better life, an opportunity to provide for their family, love, marriage, and educational opportunities. So these are the false promises that are given by the traffickers. So makabuhat sila. It's either for this kay they will promise you a good job, but sad to say, it is a false promises. That's why be careful. Victims of human trafficking. So two types of victims. These are domestic, international, or foreign nationals. Maybe victims of labor trafficking, sex trafficking, or both. Victims may be female or male, adults or children. Forms of sex trafficking and exploitation. So there are two types, online and offline. So online is grooming and online solicitation, child sexual abuse materials or CSAM, live stream sex acts, while ang offline is, these are the examples, prostitution, escort services, performing at sex venues, child marriage, temporary marriage, sexual exploitation in armed conflict, domestic servitude for sexual services. So child marriage, like kanang ginapakasal sila nga against sa ilahang will, or ginapakasal sila bata pa kay sila pero that's their tradition, like for example is Muslim.
How are victims trafficked? There are three types of method used by traffickers, which is force, fraud, and coercion. It is to press victims into lives and servitude and abuse, and it also obtain some type of labor and commercial sex act. So what is force? So force, it's using by physical restraint or serious physical harm. And it is physical violence including rape, beatings, physical confinement, or often employed to control the victims. So next, fraud. So what is fraud? So fraud is using lies to control someone. So example ani kay mga false promises regarding sa mga employment and wage, working condition, a better life and other matters. So ang coercion is a treat a serious harm to a physical restraint against any person, and the abuse or threatened abuse of the legal processes. Ay kun po ani kay ang blackmail.
Victim vulnerability. So first is a homelessness or running away. So usap po ni sa mga vulnerabilities sa human trafficking kay kining mga wala gid oy mabalay walay kapuy-an rather, and especially sa mga running away. So kanang mga teenager nga maghilig maglayas-layas, so usap po ni sila sa mga prone sa mga human trafficking. So next is economic vulnerability. So tungod sa poverty, lack of education, poor employment or opportunity. So kini pod usap pod ni nga ang kini economic nga usap pod sa makuan sa mga usap pod rason kung ngano kung dali ka makuan sa human trafficking kay tungod kung ani yung poor employment opportunity. So for example sa laing nasod nang naay nag-hiring nga trabaho dito, so ang kabalo di ay nga kato di ay nag-report sa imuha, which is illegal di ay. So mapunta di ay ka sa iabuso bitaw ka, murag ipaligya ka dito na. And then prior experience of abuse, either physical and sexual. So 95% ang maltreatment and 49% ang sexual abuse. So next is the age in experience need to belong self-esteem issues and history of family drug use. And last is the LGBT. So 39 youth sex traffic, where LGBT the highest percentage of being transgender. So mostly po sa ilaha po kay naka-experience po sila human trafficking, like inabugbog sila kagumikan sa ilang kuan sa mga ingana. So the impacts of the human trafficking through victims, first is a physical injuries or health problems. So due to physical and sexual abuse, so makuha yun ang usa ka victims so mga balik-balik, broken bone, untreated wounds, so sakit like STDs or reproductive health problems or malnutrition. So next is a mental and emotional health problems. So due to physical trauma or PTSD, so makuha ang victims of depression. So wala panguro murag dili niya ma-handle iyahang mental or emotional niya. So makuha siya depression. So ang tungod sa makuha siya anxiety. So tungod pud na nga napiutan nga dili ka nga makaya ang usa ka problem. So makomment na sila suicide. And despair a hopelessness. So kawadon guro pud sa ilahang sa ilahang kaugalingon nga mo bitaw sila mo fight. And next is a substance abuse. So forced on the victim by traffickers or used by the victims as coping mechanism for abuse. Next is a transient relationship. So usab pud ani sa impact sa usa ka victim na mausad ilahang treatment sa usa ka tawo or a change relationship sa usa ka sa ilang tungod guro sa ilahang na encounter na experience. O murag kanito sila murag nausab ilang attitude tungod ana. And then last is unhealthy bond. So with a perpetrator or a person carries out harmful or illegal or immoral acts. So kana pud sa mga tao sa unhealthy bond kay tungod sa pud na mga count na sila makatuma pud na sila kay tungod nga ana mo sila trauma band dasan bitaw nga usab to ilahang mga experience. What can you do to help prevent human trafficking?
So if you are encounter or experience some of human trafficking, so call your local police department. So next is report suspected trafficking crimes and get help by calling the National 24/7 toll-free Human Trafficking Resource Center. For sexually exploited minors, call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Call the number 1343 line against human trafficking or call 021343 if outside of Metro Manila. So Interagency Council Against Trafficking, Department of Justice. So if there's a sum of abusing, so Republic of Philippines, tel number of 632-523-6826.
Why victims remain silent? So kini. So first is fear law enforcement. So ini guro ang kuan kay kadto sila ba nga isumbong kita ilang mga na-experience ng mga abuse. Then kung silent na lang sila, so remain silent. So next is state family safe. So mostly sa mga victims is remain silent na lang sila, especially sa mga suspect or sa nag-abuso nila, ka mura dito kag sige, subong sa imong family kay kapin ako sila kapin sa mga ingana dito nga mga case. So ang uban remain silent lang sila. So dun na next is do not know the right. So usab pud ni why victims are remain silent kay wala sila kabalo kung angay ba silang sumbong or ihilom na lang nila. So next is fear of physical abuse. So ang uban pod kay tungod pud guro sa ilahang sa trauma, sa ilahang na experience. So ang uban mahilom na gid sila, dili sila mo kanang itong isumpong rinisalita lang sila kay tungod basin tungod sa kuan. So physical abuse. So hadlok na sila nga kan bitaw kanang usban na guro sila og kuan, hadlok sila pulatahon. Then next is ashamed to admit victimization. So extreme emotional or psychological trauma that is too difficult to face, feeling guilt or shame, embarrassment. So tungod po sa ani, dili po sila mo silent po sila kay tungod maulaw sila nga i-share i-share ang ilang experience. So sa mga ingana. So next, believe death and their story pay. I believe they will be free.